Hey everybody, thanks for clicking the thumbnail and welcome to Talking Habs. And in today's video, we are going to celebrate the 12 days of Habs hockey sweaters instead of the 12 days of Christmas. So it's the 12 days of Habs hockey sweaters. What I'm going to do is this is part 2, by the way, and we look at each number down from 12 down to 1 for the 12 days, and I'll give you the best 3 players to wear each sweater, and also list off the players of note that wore the sweater at all. And yeah, we're going to do that. So before we get to that, very important, if you like this bumbling video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and ring that notifications bell. That's going to get you your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge right here at Talking Habs. Let's get to the video. So, like I said, we're going to look at the sweaters from 12 down to 1. We already did 12, 11, and 10 in part 1. And I'm going to do numbers 9 down to 6 right now. We start off with number 9, and that's Maurice the Rocket Richard and nobody else, because nobody of any importance wore it before him. And he wore it from 1944 to 1960, and then that was it. It was retired pretty quickly after that. I think it was retired quicker than the normal waiting period. And oh, actually, it was a retired sweater, so that doesn't matter. The Hockey Hall of Fame thing is what I'm thinking of. So it was retired pretty quickly after that, and no one's ever worn it since. So Maurice the Rocket Richard obviously gets, I'm going to put the Rocket, gets the nod there. Because, like I said, nobody else to put their name on there. Number 8. Next up is number 8. So this was worn by Odie Cleghorn. That's a name from from the beginning, because it was 1921. So Odie and his brother Sprague Cleghorn, those were big names back in the day. So he wore it in 1921. Silvio Manta in 1924 to 25. He is, I want to say the great uncle, but I think it's the great uncle or the great grandfather of Anthony Manta. So he comes from a long line of hockey players. And yeah, so he wore that in 24-25. Ralph Backstrom wore it for 1 season in 1958. Dick Duff wore it in 1965 to 1970. He's a Hall of Famer. I believe Mantha is a Hall of Famer, and probably Cleghorn is too. I think Mantha for sure. Cleghorn, I'm not 100% sure. Doug Risebrough wore that in 1975 to 1982. And Mark Wreckie in 1995 to 1999. And Ben Sherratt wears it right now. So the best of those guys, to me, is number 3. And I never saw number 3 play. Honestly, I never did. But Silvio Mantha, supposed to be a great player of his day. And you have, just a long line from the words are not going to. It's a hockey family obviously goes way back, the Mantha family. And yeah, Silvio Mantha. I don't even know if I've ever really seen any highlights of this guy, but it was from a long time ago. Mark Wreckie, number 2. Mark Wreckie played here from, what did I put up there? 95 to 99. You remember that streak where I think he had pneumonia? Koivu was out. There were a lot of injuries. He was playing with pneumonia just to keep some kind of leadership on this team. He was great back then. I kind of lost my respect for him when he was licking guys in the Boston. I guess that was 2011 in that playoffs. He was licking guys like Marchand was doing. I don't know. I don't like that. But Mark Wreckie. And the best of these guys, I think, is Dick Duff. Dick Duff is a Hockey Hall of Famer. Yeah, he played for Toronto. He played for Montreal. He was a great player. I don't know if you can say a superstar player, but I mean, he was a great player. So Dick Duff gets the nod as the number 1 of the 3 there. Next up, number 7. And again, number 7, everyone knows Howie Moran. But Odie Cleghorn also wore that from in 1922. I don't know if it was 1922-23 season or 1922 and 23. And I think back in the 20s, the number meant the position that you played. So from what I understand, 1 was the goalie, 2 and 3 were the best defensemen, and then 4, 5, and 6. No, 4 was what they called a marauder back then, a rover. They eliminated that position. 5, 6, and 7 were left wing, right wing, and center. So that's how they you got your numbers, and I think that's why if you look back at numbers and you see guys in a couple of different seasons, they're wearing different numbers, is because of that, if it's back in that era. Okay, so Odie Cleghorn, then Howie, the Stratford Streak, that was his nickname, the Stratford Streak, Howie Moran. He started wearing that in 1924, and he wore it right through 1937, except for there was a period in 1926, and I'm guessing he switched positions, and he wore that number 6 in 1926, which we're going to get to next. But since we're talking about this, so his number is retired. No one's worn it since. Nobody of any notoriety really wore it before. So I'm only going to give one, and Howie Moran gets the nod here, obviously. Howie Moran. If anybody remembers, Howie Moran, I guess in 1937, 1937 was hit open ice. I don't remember who hit him, and I've seen the hit. I've seen the video of it, or the film of it. Doesn't even look bad. But he broke his leg in 5 places. They told him he'd never play hockey again, the doctors, and a couple months later, still recovering in hospital, he died. And that's Howie Moran. He was a great player of his day, that's for sure. Number six. So we got a lot more number 6. A lot more people have worn it. That, I guess, we're good, right? So the first one in 1918 was Jack Laviolette. If I'm correct, Jack Laviolette was the first, when they became the Montreal Canadiens in the NHL, he was the first manager of the team, and he played. I think he played other positions, or other years, but I remember Jack Laviolette, first manager player of when they first started out. Odie Cleghorn, again, see, switching numbers, 1919. They listed it 1919 to 25, but it can't be because he wore other numbers during those years. But I figure in 1919 and 1925, he was the center, I guess. And he would have been one of the wingers. And he wore number 6, depending on what side, right? Howie Moran's wore it, like I said, in 1926, he wore it for the 1 season. Toe Blake wore it in 1938, right up until 1948. At that point, numbers didn't mean what position you were in, obviously. He was great. That number should be retired, and Toe Blake should get that distinction. If you ask me, I did a video a long time ago, like a year ago. If you want to go check it out, but that Toe Blake, I thought it was a good video. I made a good argument, I think, for retiring his sweater. And his sweater should get retired with his name on it, or honored anyway, and put it up there on up in the rafters. Ralph Backstrom wore that after his 1 year, I guess in 1958. Yeah, so he wore it 1 year, and then he wore number 8 1 year, and then he wore it for the rest of his time here in Montreal, 59 to 71. Pierre Mondu wore it 1978 to 1985. In 1985, I think it was I want to say a puck. He got a puck in the eye. It might have been a stick, but I kind of think it's a puck. But he got something in the eye. And that was it. It was the end of his career. He was not able to recover and play hockey again from that. Russ Courtney wore it from 1989 to 1992. One of the best, most lopsided trades, if you ask me. Toronto, he was playing for Toronto. They wanted to be tougher. They traded Russ Courtney to us for John Kordic. Now, I'm not bad-mouthing Kordic or putting him down or anything, but I mean, he wasn't really a hockey player. He was a goon. There was no doubt John Kordic was a goon. Russ Courtney was a good hockey player, and we got him for Kordic. So that's one of the most lopsided trades, at least in my day. Oleg Petrov, I put him in there. He was a good little player, 1993 to 96. I don't know, for some reason I thought Petrov was older than that, or before that, but 93 to 96. And I put Trent Mccleary, 1999 to 2000. The reason for that, if you remember that time, one of our players got, I think it was a skate across the throat, something, and he had to be rushed. It crushed his larynx or something, and he almost died. If they didn't act as quickly as they did and got him up to the hospital, he would have died. And I'll never forget watching that night. So I put Trent Mccleary there. He wasn't a great player or anything, and I think he was the other guy with Theo Fleury and that James guy that abused them. I think it was Trent Mccleary, but it was never proven, but it's the rumor. And I don't mean to spread something like that, but it was what was out there. That's what people were talking about. So I'm not making that up. But Trent Mccleary, Yeah, he almost died on Montreal form. I guess it was Bell Center ice. Yeah, I guess. Shea Weber is wearing that number right now. So from 2017 to right now, it's Shea Weber, our captain. I think he will be one of those players that's great enough, obviously, to say he wore that number. And yeah, there you go. Those are the greatest players to wear, or to me, the best players to wear number 6. I should put 1, 2, 3 here. And I'll give you my list of, start with number 3. With number 3, even though I didn't really see him play, but from what I remember reading about him and learning about him, Jack Laviolette, I'm going to put him because I think he was, of his day, was a great player. So I'm putting him. Now, if I'm wrong about that and you guys know and say, he wasn't that good, you missed on that, let me know in the comment section. I don't mind if you point it out to me if I made a mistake. Next up, I put Shea Weber. Shea Weber. And of course, if you're going to have that, and I just said earlier that Toe Blake's number, the number should be retired with Toe Blake's on it. Toe Blake's name on it, and that's Toe Blake. Toe Blake was a great player, not only a great coach. He was part of the punchline. That's Elmer Locke in the center. Elmer Locke with Toe Blake on the left and the Rocket on the right. That was a great line for, I wanted it about 2-3 years. It didn't live long because Blake retired. But it was a great line. It's probably the biggest reason why when there's a penalty, they score a goal, the guy comes out of the penalty box. Because in back in the day when the punchline was formed, guy got a penalty for 2 minutes and you stayed in the box for the 2 minutes. And Montreal could score 2 or 3 goals and maybe even more on a power play. So eventually they changed the rule, and it's not officially known that it's because of Montreal, but it's it's because of Montreal that they did that. For that, I don't remember what season it was, but whatever season they changed the rule, the year before was pretty devastating. I think Montreal scoring on the power play, and yeah. So there you go. That's my video. If you liked it, give a thumbs up as I'm trying to cap my marker. Give a thumbs up. If you have any comments, if you think I made a mistake, if I got the wrong guys, let me know in the comment section who you would have. If I've missed, I don't think I missed on any of these numbers. If there was someone in number 9 or number 7 that I missed and that should have been in the list, and let me know in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed already, and I mean, I don't know why you would have not subscribed yet, but if that is the case, then please subscribe, ring the notifications bell. That'll get you your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge, and that's right here at Talkin' Habs. And that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please stay safe out there. I can't say enjoy the lockdowns. I mean, no, but please stay safe through the lockdowns and have a great holiday. And see you next video. And peace out, everybody. And bye, y'all.